Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 13th, I think. Something like that. I don't know. Well, it'll be in the title here, Aquarius. But you have, in your current general energies, you have this card that says patience on it. It says, it will require having faith while you're shown the way. And I don't know. I feel like you've been working towards something for a long time. So it doesn't really, I don't really see this as something that is all that surprising because, I feel like you've been working on a transformation. Here you go. You have the Death card. And some of you have been working on a decision that you have to make for a very long period of time as well. And it could be about anything. I was only going to pull one card, but sure, we'll take all three right there. But I kind of also feel, I have like a weird message popping into my head here, Aquarius, that like the universe is giving you the time, but it's not like it's not like you're being given extra time. I almost just feel like, it's like you're being given the time to do something important. It keeps popping into my head, but it keeps popping into my head as like, no, you're not getting extra time. So weird is what I would say here, but I definitely feel like you're kind of being given time to develop something in your life. This, for a lot of you, this could be a work change. You go from the Eight of Pentacles to the Death card to the Four of Swords. And, this right here kind of looks like the hopes of improving your finances, of course. The Eight of Pentacles is like, okay, I've been doing a lot of work. I've been mastering my craft. And then the Death card is like, do I need to make a change to make more money? It's like you're kind of in that in-between zone where, maybe your money isn't terrible or anything. Maybe it is for some of you, but I'm just saying for, the most part, maybe it's not horrible, but it could be better. And I feel that in-between type energy. I hope that makes sense. And sorry, they're doing some work out here. And again, if I'm going to get readings out, I have to do the reading. So please bear with me with the noise here. But what I will say is that it's kind of like you're waiting for something or you're in this in-between zone. We even see that here with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is kind of like a card of purgatory because, she needs to make a decision. There's a new island behind her here. And, that new island represents something new, somewhere new that she could go. And again, the Two of Swords comes up for pretty much everyone. It's been like this for like over a year now where everybody's been getting the Two of Swords quite frequently in the readings. And like big picture, just outside of love and everything else that could be going on in your life, it makes sense. I think we're all being guided towards, bigger and better things, but also we're all being guided towards like a new world that exists. And the challenge is we have to let the old world die. We have to let the, our old ideas, our old thinking, we need to let those things go. And, going this way to the Death card and the King of Swords, it's like the Death card is like, okay, we have to undergo the transition or the transformation. It might seem like a little bit uncomfortable to maybe let go of some old ideas, but we get to bring the knowledge and wisdom, the things that we have learned over the years. We get to bring those things with us into the new world. And I think that's maybe what people are a little bit worried about. So it's like you're not starting over. If you're starting something new, it's not like you're starting from scratch. But I really feel it's like there's no other way to say it. I think the people who get comfortable with some of the changes that will be happening in the world, those people are just going to be successful very, very quickly. So you want to be one of those people. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with like a breakup or a separation. Going this way, this could be a person who's being very, very cold to you here, Aquarius, going to the King of Swords. The King of Swords can be a very cold, like, energy. And, I would just say, like, I wouldn't be waiting on anyone here. This last row is meant to represent the good stuff. And so I feel like there could be new love coming in for you if you're experiencing a breakup. With the Two of Swords, you have the Two of Wands. Yes, I mean, are you kidding me? Everything we talked about. Normally, the guy in the Two of Wands, he has that whole world in his hands. And, it kind of represents the fact that he has the whole world in his hands. It's like where he is standing is where he has always been on the Two of Wands. And he needs to get out into the world to experience something new. So I feel like there are so many like new experiences that you could be having, but I also feel that you have to like take the risk to get out into the world to have these new experiences. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I mean, Queen of Wands comes up quite a bit. Queen of Wands says we have to be bold, we have to be assertive, we really have to go for the things that we want. We kind of like really have to make it happen. She, and you have her twice in your reading. She represents being bold, being assertive, but she kind of also represents learning as you go. She's my card of learning as you go. So if you're doing anything, starting a business, starting a podcast, starting, new relationship, she is willing to jump into it without like needing to know all the answers, without needing to know all the details up front. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says good luck sometimes comes disguised as bad luck. That is definitely true, right? So some of you, I feel, could have experienced some sort of ending, but it's like maybe it was like a blessing in disguise, right? Especially with that death card. It's like sometimes I think we go through a breakup, and then like maybe a few months after the breakup, we kind of think to ourselves, what was I thinking? Why was I dating that potato head in the first place, right? So it's like, sometimes it just takes some clarity, afterwards. And I definitely feel that energy for you here, Aquarius, where some of you could be saying like, what was I thinking, in the first place? But who cares? I think it's luck is coming in for you. For others, again, to me, there could be some sort of transition or transformation that is coming in for you here, Aquarius. And, it could be an uncomfortable change. But as I've been saying, I've been saying this for years, that I think we need to look at the problems that we have and we need to try to come up with solutions. Just not to toot my own horn here, but it's like I already have an amazing solution for what YouTube is doing, I think, to YouTube, right? And so I already have a solution. I already have a team working on the solution as well. I'll be announcing that soon, so get ready. But what I would say is I already have a solution, right? Every single time I encounter a problem, I'm like, what's a solution right now? Especially right now. Because, again, the universe will reward you. It doesn't even have to be a good idea. That's the thing. Is like the universe will reward you if you try. And I definitely feel that, where it's like the problem is the change. You have the death card. I always say that the king is dead on the death card. So it kind of says like something that is established could be kind of going away from your life. But instead of being like crying about it, like these people, it's like, can you look at the sun? Can you say, what is the solution? How can I solve this problem, right? How can I come up with a way to make this better? Not only that, how can I benefit the collective? How can I help other people do this? And again, my solution, I'll be announcing it soon. Again, it's going to benefit other readers, other people as well. So, what I would say here is it's like one of those good ideas and you're off to the races. You have the Hermit here. I almost just said the Virgo card, so some of you could be dealing with a Virgo, of course, but I also feel that this is saying, really what I would say is over the next 20 years, it's your time to shine. Pluto in your sign, as I always say. So anything you can do to get more attention would be a good idea. I also feel like you need to start taking bigger risks. He has the star in his lantern here, and he's kind of hiding some sort of, aspect of himself that could be a big deal. He might have some sort of hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, or a dream, something that he wants to accomplish with the Knight of Cups. And, if he lets it out, if he exposes it to the world, if he learns as he goes with the Queen of Wands, he will be successful. We do go up to the Nine of Swords here, but here's the thing. This is the area of the good stuff. It doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be good no matter what. The Nine of Swords in the area of the good stuff could say that whatever the solution is could bring an end to your problem. So, again, if you have any crazy ideas, now is the time, Aquarius. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Page of Pentacles. Good news coming in for you. I feel like there's some sort of good news. And this could be approval. I also have the word extension popping into my head. That might make sense to some of you. You could be getting an extension on something. So there you are. If you're thinking about asking for an extension on something, I would say yes. It just literally popped into my head when I said it the first time. With the Death card, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes. Whatever this is from the past is keeping you stuck. I keep telling people, don't be one of those people. They call them the Luddites, right? It's don't be one of those people who says, I always use the example of cars. It's back when cars came out, there were people who were fighting to make sure that cars weren't on the road. And it's now we couldn't even imagine living without a car, basically, right? So, it's this is saying there will be technology starting Pluto and Aquarius, I promise you, where people will fight against the technology. People are already trying to fight against AI. It's instead of fighting against it, how can you use it? How can you benefit from it, right? It's we have two choices. Which world are you going to live in? And don't stay stuck. With the Hermit card, you have the Nine of Swords. Yes, how interesting is that? I said that with the Nine of Swords, some sort of nightmare. But there's a way out of your nightmare. If you, I don't think this is true for all of you, but if you do happen to be living in a nightmare at the moment, it looks to me like you have an opportunity to get out of the nightmare, whatever it is. Sorry, let me just grab these. For some of you, I do feel like it's a financial situation. Next, we're going to look at what you need to hear right now. You have this anchor that says stability and security. You also have this cat that says jealousy and gossip. You also have this bride card that says wife engagement. So some of you, I do feel like some of you, there could be gossip if you are married already. I would just ignore it. I would stay out of it, just in general. For others, I do have like a weird story popping into my head that if you've experienced a breakup recently, Aquarius, it could be because someone was afraid of gossip. Like maybe they were married, stayed with their partner, and maybe you were dating them and they were thinking about leaving in the first place. I don't know. I have a complex story popping into my head. And I feel like they care too much what other people think. I would be careful if this person's coming back. I think you're cold to this person at the moment, is what I would say. Here, Aquarius, down to the King of Swords. But they could be trying to come back in to warm you up. And again, I feel like this person is a never-ending nightmare. So if you have a person like that, I would avoid them. Could be a Pisces. For others, I feel like if that is not your story, which is probably most of you, I feel like you're committing to kind of like some sort of dream. And I'll tell you why. Because right here, there is a stained glass window on the Four Swords where there is a person who is receiving blessings from another person. And I've been saying this to you for a long time, probably because Pluto and Aquarius. I feel like a lot of you Aquarius people have big ideas, big dreams, or something that you want to accomplish. And it's like, you could accomplish it, but number one, I feel like you have to commit to it. Number two, I feel like you have to not care what people think. You have the Five of Wands. Again, I kind of feel this is like saying get moving because the Five of Wands is like a card of, Five of Wands is a card of like needing to get moving, really, because it's a card of conflict and competition, but it could say there are other people who have the same idea as you, so like get your ass moving, right? I would also say here that, this can be, to me, it's a card of like needing to go on an adventure. I call this card Indiana Jones because, again, to me, it kind of represents finding some sort of treasure after going on a crazy adventure. You have this King of Swords. Again, I feel like you get to bring your knowledge with you. Number one, I kind of feel like this is you in this reading. I feel like it's saying that, if you're making a transition or if something is dying in your life, that you're going to be able to bring things forward. And also, I really do feel you need to look at whatever this change is as like, how can you get a blessing from it? And again, obviously, without knowing what your situation is, I can't give you an example, but I would just start like learning about whatever your problem is. That's how I find all my answers, by learning about it. I know it sounds obvious, but I don't know, it's worked for me. So, and it's free. You can do this for free. And I would just do your research, and I feel like you'll probably come up with some good answers. With the Four Swords, you have the Ace of Wands. Yep, I'm telling you right now, there is like a very passionate new beginning coming in for you. I also feel like we have to begin to get excited about a new direction before we are given the inspirations to move in that direction. So I always say that the Ace of Wands is like out with the old, in with the new. But more importantly than that, it's usually something that excites us. Usually we feel inspired by the Ace of Wands or excited by it. Could be like a new idea, new direction. And I feel like this is saying that's all the confirmation you need. You are excited about something new. And if you move in that direction, you will be successful, obviously. With the Five of Wands, you have the Judgment card. I kind of feel like this is an obvious answer that's coming in for you. What I mean by that is like sometimes I think we just ask the universe and we say, hey, give me an answer on what decision I should make, or, show me what I'm supposed to do. And you know what's interesting, Aquarius? I feel like if you ask, you will receive. So if you are having a hard time making decisions or moving in a direction or doing something new, I would just ask the universe. I feel like the universe is going to give you like a very clear answer, but you have to ask for it. With the the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands here. Nine of Wands, again, is like trying something again. So for some of you, I feel like you could be trying something again. Even with the Judgment card, you could be having a rebirth in your life, but this could be like a business idea or something that you've tried in the past. I feel like there's a lot of success in it, that you're gonna have to do it in a different way. It's like we're entering into this new landscape where we have to do everything differently, which I think has been the big problem for a couple of years now, and it will continue to be a problem for the next 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius. Don't let it be a problem is my whole entire point of doing these readings, is like, yes, it will be a problem, but don't let it. It's like, can you come up with a solution? Can you come up with a new way of doing things? Can you realize why your microphone is making a weird noise? Yes, I know. I literally just fixed one of my biggest problems right now, right in this reading. So there you go, Aquarius. I just realized what's happening. So thank you, Aquarius. None of you have a clue what I'm talking about, but you'll see it in future videos now. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this abalone shell. It says healing from the inside out. I do feel like you are going through a major healing, and I also do feel like healing will probably be one of those things that helps you progress in life more quickly. You have the Nine of Swords, the Hangman, and the Knight of Cups. Again, this is the good stuff, so it doesn't matter what shows up here. it's going to be positive no matter what. And you have this Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords kind of represents, fears, illusions, fantasies. Fears. And it also represents round around kind of nightmares, having a nightmare, waking up, being stuck in a nightmare. But I feel like you are ending some sort of nightmare situation that you've been having. It might not be that big of a deal. You have the Hangman. You're finally seeing what, I feel like you finally have gained enlightenment here. I feel like you finally understand like the changes you need to make in your life, or maybe some things that you need to do. Because this is a card of progress. But right next to it, you have the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is also kind of like a card of enlightenment. Those people are awakening to either, a new life, really. But they could also be waking up to new ways of doing things or new ideas. And again, I would follow these new ideas for sure. You have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor. Again, I do feel like if you want love, love is here. Wouldn't really call it a love reading. To me, this is much more kind of like about you ending a difficult period of your life that you've been going through. I also feel it's about embracing the new world that you're probably entering into. And it's like the quicker you do it, the more successful it'll be. Knight of Cups encourages you to just start planting seeds. He's normally in the desert, but he's standing in front of water. So it says that he's somewhere where he thinks there's no opportunity, but there's actually a big opportunity in front of him if he just starts planting seeds. I almost feel like this reading is encouraging you to look at places like things that you are resisting. You know what I mean? It's like, like there's so many things in the world right now, and there's gonna be more, I promise you. And I don't say this to scare you. I say this because it's like, if you want to be successful, embrace it. You will be successful faster than everyone else. It's like, imagine everyone is out there screaming the sky is falling, like AI is going to take our jobs. YouTube's making us do shorts, right? And it's like, but how can you use it? Can you look at these things and say, how can I make me $1 million, right? Just start coming up with ideas, people. And if you do that, you will be successful. Desert, right? Things that people don't want to do, but there's actually water, so take advantage of it. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. I do feel like there could be new love for those of you that want it, like I said. I would pay attention to the past, like not as in living in the past. I'm talking about like, were there certain warning signs that you ignored in the past, and can you make sure that in future love situations you're not ignoring those things? With the Hangman, you have the Seven of Cups. Again, in the area of the good stuff, pretty good, because it says to me that you're actually manifesting a dream on Earth. I feel like you get this card with me a lot. Yeah, definitely you. Because I'm always saying, it's like, how can you bring an idea down to earth, right? So I feel for a lot of you, this is encouraging you to kind of like manifest an idea or dream down on earth. But I kind of feel like you have to, it's like you're putting the work in. You're finally getting moving. I feel like that's what the good stuff is saying. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Chariot. Yeah, definitely a victory. And also, really, we could look at this as you going towards the future. Knight of Cups this way. King of Swords is looking this way. Chariot this way. So I feel for a lot of you, you could just be taking control of your life. The Chariot is a card of willpower, right? And I do believe we have to have a lot of willpower right now. Nothing is just going to happen, right? We really have to put in the work to make things happen. So if you do that, you will be very successful. If you don't, you won't. But basically, the Chariot says, where there's a will, there's a way. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this horseshoe that says good luck. So love it. Definitely a lot of good luck coming in for you. Seems to be like a lucky time. And you even have that card that says good luck sometimes comes disguised as bad luck. So I feel like you're in a much more lucky time. I always tell people, it's like, just because there's luck doesn't mean you're going to get lucky. You have to take advantage of like opportunities. Sometimes luck is an opportunity. The universe is like, here you go. Here's a new job, right? Or here's an opportunity to make money. So take advantage of it. You have this fair woman. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Could be any gender. I always clarify these people cards. And so you have this haystack card. It says karma, you will reap what you have sown. I do feel like some of you, this could just be you that it is talking about, and you could be getting positive karma. For others, I do feel like you could be getting karma for like, if people have been talking behind your back or something like that. You have this fan. It says romance, celebration, party. I feel like you need to, if you want romance, I would definitely say that you're going to or could meet a person through celebrating, through partying, any of those things. I would be doing it here, Aquarius. You have this bowl card. It says plenty of material things. yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of success and abundance coming in for you. And then you actually got 2 cards at the end. It says Eagle, triumph over obstacles, and then you have marriage. So if you're, by the way, if you're like in a marriage, you could be fixing your marriage or healing your marriage. If you are doing that, again, if your marriage is fine, then that message isn't for you. If you're looking to get married, I actually think you could be kind of like manifesting a special person here with the eagle. It's like, part of eagle medicine is, it's like when you think about it, there aren't very many eagles in the sky, right? They're kind of like more solitary usually. And it's not like, they're not like pigeons. They're not all over the place, right? Although I used to live in Seattle and there were like 1 billion eagles. They were like pigeons in Seattle, but that's a different story. But for the most part, it's like you rarely see more than one, right? Maybe you see 2 here and there. So again, I kind of feel like you could be attracting a person who's like an eagle. Their totem meaning is that they fly higher in the sky than anything else. So you could be attracting someone who's like very successful and could lead to marriage. Definitely popping into my head, but pretty interesting reading here, Aquarius, I have to say. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.